Hello everybody. Today I'm doing an assignment that I hadn't done before and I found it online actually. It's about color diffusion. It's about spreading color all over the piece, and the subject matter is a tree. And so we're pretty used to drawing trees. We've practiced it a few times this year. If you haven't, I would invite you to do so. All you need is paper and crayons for this assignment. But if you have a black marker or watercolor paints, it could help you greatly. It's a drawing more than anything, but it's about color. So what I'm doing right now is putting color just into places on my picture. I'm juxtaposing color, I'm moving it around, I'm pushing hard and not as hard, so softly, so to make lighter versions of the same color in places, and I'm blending colors too. And then what's going to happen is I'll have all these colors merging together, making this great colorful thing, and then a tree is going to go over the top of it, and then there'll be another process. So this is crayon, and then it's got paint marker or marker, and then it had tempera paint over the top. That's the bright red. So you can try to do this any way that you have. I've been working with mixed media a lot more lately, just so we have different things to do. So you get to experiment with different materials, hopefully. Hopefully you have some of these materials at home. You should have crayons, you should have markers, you should have paper, definitely. Paper is a required school supply, so please have those supplies. A lot of times I hear I can't when it's I could, or let me wait a minute and get that so I can do it. So you really have to be strong and get what you need and ask for what you need sometimes, and this is one of those times, everybody. So I hope you have your art supplies together so we can do all these fun things, even if we're not in person. So we're doing something fun today, and it will take a few more different materials. So I am just moving this yellow around. Hopefully you notice I'm pushing lightly in some places and pushing hard in others. So I'm going to stop with that. Now, I see the color blue in places, and I'm looking at this reference that I've got to the side. Usually I'm looking over this way to do what's here. And so I'm seeing all the colors that I do have and that I don't have, and I'm thinking about, well, there's not a lot of blue over here, but I put some in there. And there's some blue here, and some of it's dark, and some of it is not that dark, and that's fine. Don't worry about where the tree goes, because that goes right over the top of this. So we're working horizontal. The paper's not very tall, but it is very wide. It's as wide as it can be at this dimension. And then draw in the color, and don't worry about shapes. Try not to make a shape. And I try not to even make a line. I don't want it to be straight. I want it to be different every time. I don't want it to look like a stamp, I know that. So I'm kind of moving around a little bit more, and I'm going to blend some darker blue into here, which I didn't have in the first one, but I just wanted to have that. Now, I know I need more of that light teal green, and I know I need more of this. Do you see the sizes of crayons I'm working with? They're teeny tiny. These are the broken ones. And there's a lighter. It's hard to tell. It's just a little bit different, but hopefully you can see that difference. And then I know that some of this gets dark or opaque or almost not see-through. And I need to make sure and check and stop and look, and so I know what's going on. If I don't, I'll just get carried away on what's in my mind, and I'll quit looking at the reference, and that will goof me up. So I need to keep looking at what I'm making a picture of. Again, I saw this online and I thought, well, that's kind of neat. How did they do that? You know, the The real splotchy red color really caught my eye over the top of this, so I wanted to create this with you and see what you thought of it. Thought it was kind of a neat piece to look at. So it's a little different, but we're able to use almost all the colors of the rainbow on this, and that's kind of fun to do. So after I filled in all of those places with pink and teal and green and a lot of orange and purple and a lot of yellow and yellow orange and blending yellow green and all those colors, then I drew my tree over the top. Let me show you a detail of a tree. So a lot of kids will draw a board and then have these hairs or sticks come out of it just different ways, like a porcupine, or I don't know what it is, but it's kind of a symbol that little kids draw for a tree. But we know that trees in nature, they move to catch the light. They're not straight up and down. They're pretty straight, like a vertical line up and down, but notice it goes curves and then curves this way. So I'm going to draw a tree for you just like we would see on this. So I'm going to set this right up to my side, so I'm looking at this, and I'm going to draw the outline of this tree. So this takes a marker. We're drawing it right over that color. And I had shot this whole video, but I got a phone call while I was shooting the video, and then instead of just doing the whole video again and having 5 versions of this picture, we've had a busy day here at school, so it's kind of hard to shoot a video with all that going on. And I apologize me skipping, but you don't need to watch me color for 10 or 20 minutes either. So I made a decision there. Now, I want you to know that these reach out, and because of their weight, they bend down, and you know that they move in the breeze and they sway back and forth. And so trees move to catch light more than anything. And then this tree is kind of, it's diagonal. It's not straight up and down on this picture. And then think about how thick the branches are, you know, as they come apart, or another branch shoots off in a different direction. And then make sure to fill in all the parts of it. If you leave that gap, then it looks like there's snow stuck to it or something, because every decision you make or everything you don't do is also kind of a visual communication. I mean, it tells the viewer something else, like, well, I really didn't finish the tree because it wasn't that important or whatever. But that'll make people think that your work is not that important either if you didn't finish it or complete it. So be careful of that. I mean, it's okay to take a break and finish something a different way if you get tired. Everybody gets tired. Everybody needs a nap every now and then, but just try to see it through and finish your work. Don't just leave it half done and then turn it in, because that won't be the best grade. This one, it took me, 15 minutes to draw all the color, and then it probably took 10 or 15 minutes to, draw the tree over the top, and then it took 10 minutes to do this. So 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, that's 30 minutes easy on this piece. This piece, maybe it took me 20 minutes because I didn't do the red over the top. And just saying, this is what takes your time. Now this has taken at least 5 minutes. Me talking, if I'm talking, I'm not getting a lot of work done, but as your beloved art teacher, I am talking and working just for you. Usually I get real quiet when I'm doing artwork, but for virtual learning, I have to kind of explain my thinking so that you guys know the decision-making process, because art is a lot of decisions, a lot of yeses and nos to things. Yes, I want to use this color. No, I don't want to use that color. Or I would have done it differently. A lot of that. So that's fine, guys. This is your time to explore and check out new things, because this is the way you learn to do stuff, by trying it and practicing. And I wasn't crazy about how that came together, and I need to change that. And so if I wanted to do it this way, I'd want to move out of the way and not be over the top of this too much. And kind of color in between, and try not to go on top of your black because it will look kind of weird. Honestly, it'll look kind of cloudy. A little bit here and there is okay, like you see me doing. But I would draw the color first if you have a marker that will go over the wax, because, you know, wet does not stick to wax. You know, if you've ever gotten a candle wet, the candle doesn't stay wet. It's not going to take water, it's going to shed water. So blending this blue, not a lot of blue in this piece, it's more orange than anything. But where I have this teal, I do want to blend a little bit of blue just to show the viewer a little bit of difference. Cool colors next to warm colors, and that's a good thing. It's exciting for the eye to see, and that's why it's pleasurable to look at. Our eyes like to see colors usually. So I'm skipping a little bit of space, and then there you go. I've got some light blue there. I'm having to color this again because my phone rang when I was shooting the first of this video. Sorry about that, but you know, I get to practice a little bit more. And I know that this got pink out here. All right, so I could go on with any one of these colors, but I just want to show you what this is going to look like after I blend into it. It starts to really become more exciting. And yellow is okay to go over black because it won't leave that much of a mess over it. It won't look too ghosty or cloudy. Now the star of the picture is really orange and red, so this has got to go push hard into there. And you notice it's the same value basically as that pink. So they are closely related, like sisters it looks like. Pink and orange are related, though not close. It takes yellow and orange together to make a lighter orange, and then white and red, mostly white, to make pink. It's a little bit of red, just a little more white than red, so that's how we make those colors. We've talked about colors quite a bit this year. Hopefully you're understanding your color theory a little better through the assignments we've done. We're almost finished with this assignment. It takes some time to put all these colors in. Now I did say that red is next, and I need to find that red crayon. I had it here, but I probably put it away. Found the pink. Here's kind of a bright red. Let's see how it goes. Up over here. Yeah, that's neat. And I want to make sure I change up my directions, because if I'm going samey, it's going to look the same. I want to change it up here and there. Change it. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I want to make sure to fill all this in as best as possible. Now, for an added treat, I just want to change this because it's not going the way as red as I would like it to, right? So let me show you this difference. Making sure my phone is still on because it's been having trouble. There was, looking at this reference, there was some up here. Getting a little more water, lifting off, and I'm not pouring this paint out because I don't need much. But I'm dabbing this over it, and I don't want to show a brush mark. I just want it to be a kind of a cloudy shape. So maybe wiggle the brush a little bit. And then it's blotty over here. Blotted, yeah, that is a word. Blotting it on, putting it there. Kind of plopping the color onto it, right? So make sure to come out here. And then that color dances around through here. And then over here, it's really more like dots. So we'll go bloop, bloop. And it can go less color over here, and it's more going on here, and that is fine. And so this is a different piece for us, and we're using different materials, and hopefully you had fun doing this tree today. It's kind of neat doing a rainbow tree in several different ways. This is the one I'm finishing to show you. I'm leaving the bottom white because I want to have that space and that difference, just like in this one. I think this one is more successful. Maybe I hurried too much on this. A lot of blue in the center. This one is spread out nicely, so there's more yellow in this too. So as I do several of these, I notice what I like and what I don't. This is called a study. When you do several versions of the same thing, you made a study. So hopefully you've studied. Hopefully you've made a tree successfully with dissipated and dispatched and color that's juxtaposed and moved around. And hopefully you used every color that you had, pretty much. And hopefully you paid attention to how we did this. Please send me your work. Thank you.